Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, dogs, and cats, and welcome back to Calm Down Level Up. Today we're here again. Holy shit, welcome back to the AI-only stuff. We have Canada justifying on America. So this is part 2. The previous guy that justified on America got eaten alive. Why did they justify on America, you ask? Because they had a huge army. So, this is part 2 to that. Canada wants to get some revenge. They themselves have built a huge army, 337 divisions, no manpower though, and would like to take on America. So with this huge number lead, they can definitely fill the borders with more divisions than the Americans can. So let's see if they'll be able to actually rip through the borders, if at all. And yep, there it is. There's the Canadian declaration of war against the US. So I'm really intrigued to see where this war is going to go. The Canadians have taken Seattle, and they're on their way to Portland right now. So the west coast is falling to Canada pretty fast. So a large part of the Yugoslav army has just been encircled. There is not very many Ukrainian divisions that are manning that encirclement, but they are still encircled, and they're still not really doing much to stop it. So these tanks may be in trouble, but it doesn't look like they're in too bad of trouble. So we'll see what happens. St. Vincent's declared war on Barbados. Look at that. This is a very teeny tiny war. We haven't seen one of these in a long time. So we got 2 divisions on this side versus 1 division on this side. These guys might be here for a little while, but we'll see. Also, it looks like the British have landed on one of the French islands in the Caribbean. They're not showing up because they're glitching out because of all the stuff that's going on, but there's a bunch here. Also, Dominican Republic, look at this. 114 divisions. I mean, they're probably not that great, but they still have it, and they could probably navally invade any of these island nations if they want. Jamaica has 19, that's pretty good for them, and Cuba, 89. So there's pretty large armies around here. Here we can see the British army that is sitting on one of the French islands. I would also like to point out that the Czech Union has more divisions than Poland. So, if these guys go to war, I guess it could be either way, which would be incredible to see, like the Czechs win or something like that. Oh, look at this. Papua New Guinea has joined in with India and declared war on Indonesia as well. Oh my god. This is a lot of divisions. 100 divisions for Papua New Guinea. And yeah, there's nothing stopping them. They're just gonna race across this border. If they choose to, if they're gonna, are you gonna go across? You gonna do it? Oh, you just made your little thing there? There you go. Activated your nope, still not gonna go. Come on, Papua New Guinea. You can do a war. So the entire of Sulawesi and almost the entirety of Borneo have been captured by the Indians. Sumatra and Java still stand for Indonesia, but look at this. The Indian state have landed in Australia as well, so basically all hope is lost for Indonesia at this point. The Indians even went all the way down and landed in the Cocos Islands just to snatch it from Indonesia. Checking back in on the war in Canada and the US, Canada has, or they already had New England, but they've taken basically all of New York. They've taken a bunch of Pennsylvania, almost all of Michigan, almost all of Montana, almost all of Washington, and a ton of other territory. It looks like Canada will probably win this war, which is pretty crazy. Canada has 352 divisions, so their divisions are not dying off. America still has 74, so they've lost like 25 divisions, probably to encirclements and just attrition, possibly. But yeah, Canada is going to be the ruler of this continent. It looks like a new Yugoslav army is being produced. They're back up to 50 divisions, which could help them streamline the death of Ukraine. Ukraine, 1 division, no support. Why is Ukraine not dead? He's right here. This is the guy. He's defending the entirety of Ukraine. Yugoslavia, just do it. It looked like you were going to die. You've held off. Oh, look at this. The Faroe Islands were annexed. Rest in peace, Faroe Islands. Now they're only at war with... oh, look at this. I see a big push happening now, finally. And it looks like Ukraine's 1 division got surrounded. And Kiev's going to re-fall again. So it's fallen twice now, possibly more times that I didn't notice. Yugoslavia, you gotta go this way if you want to capitulate them. You gotta take these cities. Going up here won't do anything because these aren't cores. It's looking like Ukraine could capitulate now at any moment. It's been a long time coming. This war has been going on for so long. It really should end at this point. Sevastopol might need to fall, and that would need... Okay, it looks like they are smart enough to walk down here into Ukraine. Oh, nope, they were just walking to here. Are you smart enough to go across here and then go to Sevastopol? So there are Russians here trying desperately to keep Ukraine alive, but it's definitely not going to work. They're shuffling around. They don't know what to do. They have entered Crimea. They have not entered Sevastopol, but they have entered Crimea. And they are taking cities in the eastern parts of Ukraine now. Kharkov could be next. And there it goes. Oh, Czech Union was in the war? Because the Czech Union took 4 states. Ukraine was annexed. What did the Czechs do? Oh, of course, they got... Okay. So they got Memel. They got Estonia, which is 3 states. So... That's exactly what that's pretty sure that's rightful Czech clay to me. But look at this. Yugoslavia, absolutely massive. They've won their war. They deserve everything they have. They've worked really hard. They've got a nice Czech ally. They're probably gonna start cleaning up the place, like getting Moldova, you know, Montenegro and Kosovo under their belt again. I would assume that's where they're gonna go next, but I'm not too sure. DC is looking like it's about to fall. There's no Americans guarding it. It's worth 40 victory points, so that's going to facilitate the fall of America once DC is out. If DC falls, I mean, that basically predicts the future here. And look, this is going to be an encirclement here because these guys are cut off now. If DC falls, then this encirclement could be pushed this way into West Virginia, and that's all mountainous. The Americans are going to suffer attrition. It's going to be really bad. Yep, Yugoslavia is now justifying on Montenegro. They're going to take a break from the big wars that they've been going through. They've gone through quite a lot of big wars. They're just going to pick off some of the easy ones for now. Oh, there goes another nuke over Dover. So France has struck again with their one nuke wonders. Is England suffering at all? They still have 361 divisions. What are the... Oh, their equipment. They are extremely far behind in... almost everything. That's incredible how far behind they are. Oh my god. Almost 1 million equipment behind in almost every category. Mechanized, almost 600,000 deficit of infantry equipment. 1 million almost of artillery. But they have 205,000 convoys, which is good. And they have plus 15 MPAs. That's gonna help a lot. It's probably because... Oh, no, they're not even training anybody. They're not even training anybody, and it still looks like this. Yeah, their production is just insanely bad. They have 71 divisions, 22 in which are military factories. So they have 22 military factories running that are supporting an army of like 360 divisions. France, on the other hand, 185 factories, 78 military, 300 divisions. New divisions are being pumped out. Oh, they are even more in deficits though. Infantry equipment, 1.5 million negative infantry equipment, 2 million negative motorized, 2 million negative mechanized, 2 million negative support equipment, and it goes on with light tank, MBTs, all this stuff. But again, they have 306,000 convoys, so they're okay. Well, almost everybody is extremely negative in the equipment. Except for Yugoslavia has 1.5 million guns, so the one that they're not in the negatives of over here, they are doing extremely well, but the rest, they're doing terrible. Look at all these Canadian encirclements. Over here, a huge one over here that we were talking about earlier. This big one that they basically encircled the entire front line, that's amazing. Canada is playing really well for an AI right now. So Las Vegas, just to show you like what situation America is in right now. Las Vegas is the capital of the United States. That's how serious this is for America. Poland has finally landed in Greenland. All they have to do really is... Well, are there other cities? I thought there was only one. I guess they have to take like one more province in order for Greenland to capitulate. I think. There's a naval battle happening right here between the British and the French, and it looks like looks like the British maybe won because it turned green afterwards. I'm not too sure. There's been a basically non-stop naval battles happening in the channel. 40 divisions now for America, and Canada is at 325, still doing great. Oh, and look, the Confederacy has actually been able to get an army out finally. 87 divisions. If you guys remember before, their army was quite pathetic. It was really small, but now they actually have their army out. So they are a force to be reckoned with now. I wonder what they're... Is it really bad? Oh, they have a ton of equipment. I mean, compared to the other ones. Yeah, in the pluses of millions. So if Canada starts doing bad here, and it looks like they've started to kind of mess up over here in the Dakotas. If Canada starts losing suddenly, and the American Confederation wants to declare war on the US or Canada, I think it would do extremely well, and there's a possibility, there's a chance that the Confederacy could come out on top of the entirety of North America. We're looking at Canada's equipment. They have, for the most part, a lot of pluses, so they're not in the negatives in most of their equipment. They're doing okay. Because they have 293 divisions, or they have 293 factories, 127 being military. And you can see what that looks like right here. Actually, it's a lot of planes they're building. China has been losing a war to Kazakhstan almost the entire past 3 or 4 episodes, which I haven't really talked about, but yeah, Kazakhstan has been winning the war. They're not really destroying China, and it's mostly a stalemate, but they have taken more land than China has taken. China's only taken about 1 province. Kazakhstan has taken an entire region, and it's hilarious. What's Kazakhstan like? We really haven't checked out how Kazakhstan is doing. They have 66 divisions. They're negative in most of their equipment, but it does look like they have a good amount of infantry and anti-tank equipment. Everything else, though, is in the negative of millions. Also, how is the invasion going of Indonesia from India? Papua New Guinea looks like it has taken, for the majority, most of West Papua. Remember, they weren't attacking earlier. Now it looks like they are going. But the Indians have landed, and they're conquering most of Australia at this point. All of Borneo and Sulawesi have fallen. Sumatra is going to fall almost completely pretty soon, and then Java will be the last one to fall. Indonesia is still at 47 divisions, so they really haven't lost too many of their divisions, but it's just that they can't keep up with the amount that India has, the ridiculous 780 divisions. Now, Russia has 868, so I think they might have the most in the world. Yeah, they just have 180 just sitting right here, just like no problem. I didn't realize that this is how powerful Russia is right now, and the only reason that they're not taking over the world is because they're at war with Tajikistan and Moldova, and they can't reach those countries, and they usually won't declare war on stuff until they are not at war with the previous thing. So Russia is being kept from going to war because they're at war with these 2 little guys they can't reach. There goes the war against Montenegro from Yugoslavia. Rest in peace, little Montenegro. You survived for quite a long time, but I guess it's your time to go. So, you had a good life. And then Kosovo is probably going to be next. You'll see Kosovo in heaven. Adios. And there they go. And I was right, Kosovo is next. Rest in peace, you little bastard. Now, what Yugoslavia could do is annex Moldova, which would help Russia. Then all they would need to do is take out Tajikistan before they declared another war. Well, boys, that's looking like it's probably going to have to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked this episode, make sure to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys are new. It does look like the game is getting a bit slower. Not as much is happening. Not as many things are, you know, popping up because there's mostly large countries, and large countries are a little bit more hesitant to actually declare war on each other. So we'll see how much longer this goes, but I'd like you guys to tell me in the comments what your favorite country was to watch and who you've been rooting for this whole time. Alright, boys, but again, thank you very much for watching. If you like this, make sure to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace.